So after another impressive season, our second consecutive division title and 50-win season, the playoffs begin. It is the first round matchup against the Minnesota Wild. Before getting into that, of course, we'll take a look at what our team did this season in terms of point totals. And then, of course, we'll take a look at the Wild and see who we have to look out for. Overall, not a bad season for Steven Stamkos. I certainly didn't expect him to win the scoring title without Taylor Hall, but he and Jonathan Drouin have continued to put up points. Danton Heinen with 58 easily would have broken 60 points if he did not miss 11 games. 55 points for Matthews is all right. 52 points for Chychrun at this point, which is fantastic. Of course, Drake Caggiula there. We stole away Tanner Pearson. We know he's capable of putting up points if we have somebody go down to injury. Erik Karlsson, 42 points as a defenseman. Not amazing, but I will certainly take it, and I can't help but feel that would have been a better point total than Troy Stecher. We will go ahead, though, and look at that. We'll also see how Taylor Hall did this season, but there you have the point totals. The only big disappointment's Alexi Sorella, under 20 points after playing the full season, but I don't expect him to put up points. You know, his puck skills category, only 82 passing. His shooting is just not great, but he's a great skater, physical player, good defense. That's why we have him on the fourth line. He is perfect. And of course, taking a look at the goaltender heading into the playoffs, it will be Thatcher Demko as the starter, but my confidence is high in Rainmakers as well. Demko, through 66 games at 243 goals against, which is all right. Again, I don't put too much stock into the goal against average, but a .916 save percentage, which is decent, not amazing. A .940 though for Rainmakers. He has a decent shot at winning the Calder. Unfortunately, there are some other people, including guys on our team, that are still considered rookies, but the main one is probably Sidhu in Chicago, who I know put up a decent amount of points, decent bit of points this season. So if I had to label a Calder winner, it would probably be him. As far as save percentage goes in the league, Adam Warner, not too bad for an 81 overall. Our old goaltender. Rainmakers was there, but obviously the main guy, John Gibson. And Nedeljkovic, who has turned into a beast of a goalie for the Carolina Hurricanes. Let's take a look at defensemen really quick, because I want to see where Stecher is. We'll take a look at everybody in the league, and then, of course, oh, fuck me. Troy Stecher, 67 points. Wow. Well, don't I look fucking stupid, with the exception of the fact that we still won the division title without him. 67 points for Troy Stecher in Detroit. My God, goes from 24 assists to 49. My God. I mean, we had Chychrun up here. Frickin' Karlsson isn't even listed up there. That is embarrassing. We're going to have to look at Detroit's team here in a second, but wow. What a season for Troy Stecher. Leading point getter, Jack Eichel, 93 points. You have Tavares, Sagan, and Ben still there. Taylor Hall with 76 points. Again, I know what we had to give up, but we had to give him up to make the roster work, to make the roster much more well-rounded. Not easy to give him up, but really quick, let's take a look at Detroit. We'll actually even take a look at Ottawa. Then we'll take a look at Minnesota and get into this. But let's take a look. Who could he even have played? How the hell did he get 49 assists? He was tied for the team lead in goals. Did he get an assist on pretty much everybody's goal? Like Tyler Bertuzzi, tied for leading scorer. Like I said, Detroit is not a good team at all. That offense, the entire offense, must have gone through Troy Stecher. I said when we traded him that he fit in perfectly for them, that they really needed somebody like him. I guess I was right, because that is just absolutely absurd. Taylor Hall leads the Sens. He was probably playing with Bobby Ryan and Zibanejad on that top line, so not too bad for him either. But I can just not get over Troy Stecher. What a season for him. And you got to figure, too, he was pretty close in terms of cap hit with Karlsson, so I don't know. Maybe I made the wrong choice there. But taking a look now at the Minnesota Wild, because we're already getting a little bit deep into this episode, and if the series goes long, it'll be a longer episode. Anyway, Granlund, an 88 overall with 64 points. Sam Anas, who was a created player, 84 overall, but 61 points, 36 goals as a playmaker. Holy shit. Charlie Coyle in 85 with 41 points. Melker Karlsson there. Billy McClement, who's obviously someone that was drafted, same as Jarrett Anderson Dolan. And Pavel Kavanagh, who I thought we drafted. I know we drafted a Kavanagh at some point. They have David Perron, 58 points as an 85. Matt Bradley, only an 80. Yuri Talusti, a 79. And then for right wings, we have Niederreiter, Galiev, Cliff Poo, and Dawson Holt. So some low overall people who have put up points offensively. So this could be a very dangerous series. Matt Dumba, their leading point getter as a defenseman with 80 or an 85 overall, 41 points. Mike Riley, an 84 overall, but he is currently injured. Let's see who else we have. Cam Dineen, who is obviously a created person, 83 overall. Same with Kolosov, an 84. Tyler Myers, an 84. Aucoin, an 81. Sundstrom, an 82. And Petinen, 73 overall. So in terms of overalls, on paper, we have the better team, but they made the playoffs for a reason. They have players that have simply performed very, very well. Devin Dubnyk, still the starter, a .914 save percentage. You have Capo Kakkonen, what a name that is, 86 overall, currently injured. But even then, he only played 8 games, so Dubnyk is their starter, and then Leon Arnold's not that great. So this series, just like the Nashville series from last season, could be very, very dangerous if their players perform. But I think we've wasted enough time. Let's do this. Game 1, we have home ice advantage. Let's get the job done here. Send the message early, shut down their players early. First period of Game 1, it is scoreless. We are outshot. Second period, still scoreless, still being outshot. So we enter the third period tied. Next goal, very well. Could be the game winner. And we, of course, need our big players to step up here. Halfway through the frame now. Still no goals. We have caught up in shots. Whether or not that will matter, yet to be seen. It's a battle from Demko and Dubnyk. And right now, Minnesota's just hammering us in shots. And it doesn't matter. So I believe we were 27 apiece at one point. They end up out shooting us 34-29 at the end of regulation. But none of that matters now. It's overtime. Let's go. We need somebody to step up an early power play for me. We kill it off, though. Come on, guys. You can do this. Power play chance, please. And it's Denton Heinen with the goal, making me feel just a little bit better about trading away Taylor Hall. I can knock it over the Troy Stecher point total. But we take Game 1. Denton Heinen on the power play finally beats Devin Dubnyk, a 38 save shutout for Demko, 32 of 33 saves for Devin Dubnyk, but the game winner for Denton Heinen. Game 2, as we look to take advantage of our home ice advantage and go up 2-0 in this series. Can we get it done? Hopefully we don't have to rely on Demko to keep us in it. At least not to that extent. That was a ridiculous performance in Game 1. First period, it's a goal apiece. Yuri Talusti and Steven Stamkos. Dubnyk not in. They've put in the 86 overall Kakkonen, however the hell you want to pronounce it. I'm just going to call him the Finn. How about that? End of 1, though. Doubled them up in shots. 1 goal apiece. Second period, scoreless. Killing them in shots. That didn't work out well for them in Game 1. Will it work out for us? We get a power play. Can't get it done. And it's Anas with the goal. And we are trailing now for the first time in this series, killing them in shots. A power play for many. If they score here, it's over. So we don't, they don't, but we still have life. 5 minutes to go. Come on, boys. Somebody? Anybody? Please? Not this way. And we lose Game 2. 2-1 to Minnesota, outshooting them 31-19. And it didn't make a difference. The game changer, the goaltender. I mean, really, it was a good performance by Dubnyk, too. But we are having trouble scoring. That is not a good sign. And Jonathan Drouin is going to be out for a week. That's not a good sign either. Heading into Game 3, a crucial Game 3 as the series shifts to Minnesota. Denton Heinen will take Jonathan Drouin's spot. Tanner Pearson then on the third line. Horvat Castle's called up from that fourth line. Giroux and Velarde now on the fourth line in their place. Let's do this. We need to rebound here. We got to get more than 1 goal, essentially. That's really the big problem right now, is the lack of goal scoring. Austin Matthews dead dead silent on a single point in this series thus far. First period, and there is the offense. Ask, and we shall receive. We get to the Finn early, 3 goals on 13 shots in the first period. Danton Heinen, Steven Stamkos, and Alexi Sorella with a surprising goal. Again, not a goal scorer. He gets it done there. Second period, we hold on to the lead, and now hopefully we don't take our foot off the gas here, but we can coast to a victory in Game 3. This will be gigantic to have gotten our offense going and to walk away with the win here. That's what I was afraid of. McClement with the goal on Demko. 10 minutes to go. They have time, but Drake Caggiula says no on Devin Dubnyk. Clement gets another one. God damn it. So Caggiula gets the goal on Dubnyk. They have changed goalies. 2 goals for Clement in the third, but Virtanen adds one. Not even an empty netter. So a great performance all around. I believe all 4 lines had at least 1 goal scorer, and we take Game 3. Game 4, hoping for more of the same. Still no Jonathan Drouin. He might be back in time for Game 5. That is the hope, although Danton Heinen on the top line. Certainly something to think about, maybe even pulling Austin Matthews off that top line. He has not budged from an 89 overall in quite a while. But here we go. First period, we can knock it off to as good of a start. Second period, and still scoreless, setting up a huge third period in the series. It'll either be a 3-1 series lead for us, or we are going back to Vancouver tied. David Perron gets a goal on what had to have been either a double minor or a major power play. But that is not good. Granlund gets another one, another power play for Minnesota. And we, after, well, Danton Heinen gets a late goal, but it's not enough. I was going to say, after a 5-goal performance, we get shut out, but still back to a 1-goal performance for this team. We lose Game 4. The Finn, Kekkonen with one hell of a performance. Who the hell was taking the penalties is what I want to know. That was a pretty rough third period for Tannen, Horvat, and Valiev. 2 penalties in that game for Renat Valiev. Not the best performance for him. Drouin is back in the lineup as the series goes back to Vancouver for Game 5. The top line, though, is going to be Drouin, Heinen, and Stamkos, Caggiula, Matthews, Virtanen, Pearson with McCann and Velarde, Sorella, Horvat, and Castles. Reunited, the odd man out is Jordan Kyrou. He has not had the best postseason to this point, and he is probably at his overall cap of an 85. Wade Savage, not good. His second time now with a pretty big injury, although I didn't think he was out for too long, but still, he's getting injured at bad times. Not what you want from your number 1 overall pick. Game 5. Are we going to go from 2-1 series lead to being down 3-2? I certainly hope not. First period, we get the opening goal. Bo Horvat responds to being dropped back down to that 4th line. Second period, by the way, 18 shots to 6. Second period, still scoreless for Minnesota, having them now doubled up in shots. Let's do this third period. The defensive performance has been solid, but we need that extra goal. We could get it on the power play, but we don't. And now the pressure is on. 10 minutes to go, and Anderson Dolan with the goal on Demko. We get another power play. We can't get it done, and now I'm a bit nervous, and I should be. It's Anas with the goal. Virtanen ties it, though, with 1:50 to go. And despite outshooting Minnesota 40-22, we are going to overtime. And again, it's these guys. Anderson Dolan was, an 83 at best. Anas, not that great in terms of overall, but a huge goal scorer for them. However, that is counteracted by a very, very well-timed goal for Jake Virtanen. Crucial overtime here. Who takes the 3-2 series lead? We're on home ice. We have them pretty much almost doubled up in shots again, although they're catching up. And Jared McCann, he hadn't had a point in this series so far, but Jared McCann, 5 minutes and 3 seconds into the overtime, the offense finally able to take advantage of the scoring opportunities. We avoid disaster and take Game 5. We now lead this series 3-2. Game 6 in Minnesota. Let's do this. Let's close them out right here. No need to go to a Game 7 in the first round. No need for that this year. Let's just get the job done as soon as possible. I honestly hoped we would sweep them or at least finish them off in 5 games. 6 works, though. First period, can we take the lead? We cannot. It's Anas again with the goal on Thatcher Demko. Second period, and the offense wakes up and wakes up big time. Alexi Sorella, his second goal of the postseason. Only 1 goal all last postseason. Has 2 goals in the first round. Austin Matthews gets on the board for the first time, and then Jared McCann with another big-time goal. That puts the pressure on Minnesota here entering the third period. Let's do this again. Hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood, smooth sailing, and it should be now. Gabriel Velarde a goal, Jonathan Drouin a goal, and this series is over, barring the worst collapse I've ever seen, as we are now under 5 minutes to play. We kept Velarde in the lineup instead of Kiru, and that worked out for us big time there. Jonathan Drouin gets the goal that absolutely seals the game. 5-1 final in Game 6. 4 wins down, 12 to go, but a 26 save performance for Thatcher Demko earns him the first star in that crucial game. So guys, because the first part of this video went pretty long, we'll take a look at the stats so far through the first round at the beginning of the next episode as we take a look at whoever our opponents will be. The Utica Comets right now have a big game against the Ice Caps. They get the win. I'll take care of the scouting at some point. Wade Savage is back. We're going to have to get him in here anyway, aren't we? Let's find out who we play in the next round, and it is the San Jose Sharks in the second round of the playoffs. We are going to sim this game. Can the Utica Comets advance? And they do, so things are looking good. Both teams are out of the first round. The Sharks played 1 less game than us, but things are looking good. Vancouver and Utica moving on to the second round. And that'll do it for this one, guys. Of course, if you have enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button. Helps out the channel. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. To continue following this series, we've avoided disaster. We've made it out of the first round in 6 games, but now we have a pretty big challenge against the divisional rival, the San Jose Sharks. In the next episode, we will take a look at what their team looks like. Obviously, guys like Thornton and Marlowe are long gone. Do they still have Couture? Do they still have Pavelski? I don't know. I'm intrigued to find out, and I hope you are too. I will see you guys in the next one.